4-point ball game.
Ron Felling is yelling no fouls and also telling them we have a timeout. Jerry Poole is kneeling on the side of the court.
One more throw to Simmons. He got the second one. High arching free throw style. 43-39. 18 seconds. Up quickly for Flanagan. Long jumper, Perry. Scrapes the outer rim. Rebound, Shireen. Hits underneath. Scramble in the corner. Shireen again. Followed by Reese and a foul. And the foul, I think, is on Tim Lisi of Lawrenceville. Boy, the intensity and the pressure of this ball game has been tremendous. Lisi commits the foul in second.
Jerry Poole, of course, wanted that ball inside the basket. He got a couple of hurried shots that he didn't want. You know, young people sometimes forget that 20 seconds is a long time in a basketball game.
Ron Felling wants a timeout period. Lawrenceville's going to take it right now. Lawrenceville leads it by 4 over Flanagan. It's 43-39 with just 9 seconds to go in the basketball game. Century Company's in 3 seconds. All that remain, Frank.
It's been something special, that's for sure. And I would like to congratulate right now, I don't know how much of a chance I'll get later, the Flanagan Falcons, undefeated coming into this game. They've played a lot of good teams along the way. They blew Havana out in the early part of the season, and they have just been a superb basketball team, running into an Express that has lasted now 67, trying for 68.
Yes, indeed. The Falcons have had a magnificent year, a magnificent 2 years, as far as that's concerned. They're down at the present time by 4. Only 9 seconds remaining, but the clock is stopped. They have a man at the free throw line. I think it's Brian Gundy, isn't it?
Brian Gundy for 2.
And they're good enough defensively that they can steal the ball even from Lawrenceville and get a crack to tie it if he knocks 2 in here. They can put the defensive pressure on. Flanagan's quick, and they can turn it over. So the game is not over.
Gundy at the line. 4-point ball game with 9 seconds left. Lawrenceville leading, but the free throws are pivotal. Brian Gundy, charity toss, in and out, no good. On the rebound, a foul. Lisi and Marty Simmons were there with Scott Reese in the middle. And the foul is going to be called on Scott Reese of Flanagan. Well, that just about seals it. We're down to 8 seconds. 1 second went off. Falcons needed the free throws, couldn't get him to drop. And certainly Lawrenceville could pretty well ice it at the line right now. Lisi at the free throw stripe. He is 1 out of 2 tonight. Well, Lawrenceville is playing well and making the big plays without Marty Simmons having a fantastic night. 13, 15, 17, 20 points for Simmons. A good night for most players. Marty kind of made his own monster. And as a result, you expect him to score 35 or 40, but it hasn't been that kind of a ball game. 43-39. The timeout, I believe, is taken by Flanagan. Next weekend, we'll be here with the Class AA tournament and DeKalb Pfizer Genetics. And it's more than 1,100 dealers here in Illinois. I invite you to join us on the IHSA network for all of the games, as well as the 2 girls' championship games on March 26th. So the high school basketball season is winding down, gentlemen, but not over by a long shot.
Well, Marty Simmons didn't make the individual 4-game record, nor did he break the all-time season scoring record. But as I mentioned earlier, he did become the 8th boy and the 10th person to ever score 1,000 points in one basketball season in the state of Illinois.
And of all the players who have broken those records, none have been involved in a 67-game winning streak, which now reaches 68 if they won it. None have been involved in back-to-back undefeated state championships. So I think Marty had his brothers. He'd prefer the way things have worked out, don't you?
Fourth leading scorer in the history of the state of Illinois.
Well, that's not bad, because this state has produced its share of great, truly great players. Lisi at the line. 1-1. That's why I feel the record for Lawrenceville is so phenomenal. It's occurring in Illinois, one of the basketball-rich states, and winning 68 in a row in this state, I thought was impossible.
And they're hugging Ron Felling.
What does Ron Felling do?
He wins.
For an encore.
Well,
What else can he ever do?
second throw by Lisi is short. Down to 5 seconds, 44-39. Lawrenceville's going to win it again. Perry jumper, no good, and it's all over. Lawrenceville did it again. The Indians in another hectic struggle. Tremendous struggle with the Flanagan Falcons, a matchup of unbeaten.
By the way, that's Ron Felling's daughter that came over, Lisa, cheerleader on the team, to greet him.
Here is Ron and Jerry Poole, arms around each other. The veteran coach, 16 years experience. The young coach in his second year. They both had unbelievable basketball seasons. The picture tells it all. Here's the way they finished in Class A. Lawrenceville, number 1, Flanagan 2, McLeansboro finished 3rd. Havana finished in number 4 position, but both with great basketball teams. So Ron Felling has just become the first coach to win 4 state titles. And think of the territory that takes in. Think of the great coaches this state has produced. Felling has won it in 72, 74, 82, and 83. 68 wins in a row for Lawrenceville. Their second successive unbeaten state championship. One of your network sponsors, DeKalb Pfizer Genetics, for the presentation of the second place and state championship awards to Tom Trent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the first and second place team and individual awards for the 1983 Boys Class A State Basketball Tournament. Will be Mr. John Dowling of Watseka High School, who serves the IHSA as a member of the board, and Mr. Charles Smith of Homewood Flossmoor High School in Flossmoor, who serves the IHSA as vice president of the board. At this time, please meet the Falcons of Flanagan High School, who finished the 1983 season in second place with a final record of 30-1. The principal of Flanagan High School, Mr. David Zumdahl. The head coach of Flanagan, Jerry Poole. Assistant coach, Brent Erzman. The manager of the Falcons, Ed Ermiger. Manager, Brent Johnson. Number 12, Matthew Shireen. Number 54, Bill Braxick. Number 14, Brian Gundy. Number 20, Dan Perry. Number 32, Scott Reese. Number 24, Scott Gehrig. Number 42, Lee Ringenberg. Number 22, Jim Tarman. Number 44, Gary Karsten. Number 40, Jim Mallory. Number 30, Brad Weekman. Number 10, Tim Tufte. And the player who became ill today, number 34, Rob Rushley. There you have the Falcons of Flanagan High School. Presenting medallions to the first place team will be Mr. Gail Borton of Frankfort High School in West Frankfort, who serves the IHSA as secretary of the board, and Dr. Joseph Sergio of Steinmetz High School in Chicago, who serves the IHSA as president of the board of directors. At this time, please meet the undefeated Indians of Lawrenceville High School, who finished the 1983 season in first place with a final mark of 34 wins and no losses. The principal of Lawrenceville High School, Mr. John Frohock. The head coach of the Indians, Ron Felling. The first man, by the way, the first man to win 4 state championships. The assistant coach is George Grubbs. Assistant coach, Rick Curtis. Number 50, Marty Simmons. Number 32, Tim Leasty. Number 14, Jeff Gear. Number 20, Ernie Ho. Number 15, Bill Anthony. Number 54, Dave Parker. Number 30, Darren Blair. Number 40, Mike Shoulders. Number 10, Jay Baker. Number 52, Keith Frohock. Number 24, Jeff Joynes. Number 44, Chris McKinney. Manager, Tim Seitzinger. And the team physician, Dr. Bob Kirkwood. Presenting the second place trophy will be H. David Fry of the Illinois High School Association, and executive secretary will head coach Poole and the captains of the Flanagan Falcons please step forward to receive your second place trophy. Mr. Fry. Captains Shireen and Braxton. Presenting the championship trophy will be Mr. L.L. Astrod, who serves the IHSA as its executive secretary. Will head coach Ron Felling and the captains of the Lawrenceville Indians step forward to receive your first place trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, our first and second place winners for the 1983 state tournament. Here are the individual point totals on this.
Frank Bastoni back on the floor of the Assembly Hall, where a very emotional scene has just taken place. And we're going to have Keith Baldwin step in and join us here. 44 of the 39 was the actual numbers of the final score of the 68th consecutive victory by Ron Felling and the Lawrenceville Indians. An unbelievably staggering accomplishment.
You know, so much emotion and so much love out on the floor right now, Frank.
And certainly Lawrenceville had no easy way to go through here. I mean, it was just tough teams all the way.
There was no question about it. They had to work very hard for both games today. But what can you say about a streak like that, about Ron Felling, about the incredible play of the Lawrenceville Indians?
It's been really special. Flanagan certainly had a great basketball team and a great season, and I know that Jerry Poole and his kids are feeling very great. Can we get the man right here to walk around in between us?
My God, Frank, thank you. Thank you.
We're in the midst of history right now.
Well, you know, my God, I tell you what, I've never been so happy. These kids, who would have thought 700 and some days ago that we would have annexed undefeated back-to-back state championships? It's something that every coach dreams of. The record, these kids never quit. Simmons is now 122, and these seniors in 7 losses in his 4 years. I don't know what to say other than the fact I'm so happy for these kids. They have busted their fanny so hard. The character, they could have quit anywhere along the line. But the pressure's been on them. The pressure's on me. I put pressure on them. My goodness, what else? What else? I mean, I don't know. I feel like now that I...
Think back with me to a year ago when you won 34 and lost none and had an undefeated championship. Did at any time, can you remember a time it crossed your mind?
I thought that we might be able to do it again. Highly improbable, Frank. A lot of luck,
But I'll tell you what, when you got a player, the caliber and the character of Marty Simmons and the rest of our seniors, this young man right here has had the most fantabulous career that anyone. But
Let's let him step in between us.
But before, come here, Marty. But Marty Simmons, the basketball player, does not equal this young man off the court. His character, his leadership, everything about this young man. And Marty, so help me, I love you.
What do you feel right now?
Oh, I feel so great. Last year it took a little while for it to hit, and it's already here. It's just hard to believe it's all over. I'm so glad to be a part of these guys. You know, they're tremendous players. They know how to play team ball. We play good defense, and it's just a miracle we did it.
A miracle wrought by hard work and a lot of love and a lot of people working together. What about the community of Lawrenceville and the fan support you've had, Marty?
Oh, it's tremendous. Through the season, we were winning maybe 20 and 30 points, and they were beginning to watch games. But we have so much confidence in our fans that when the tournaments got going, we knew there wouldn't be no more watching.
Well, you know, Frank, Ron and I stood here last year. We talked about it earlier at this meeting before the tournament started. You know, you didn't get to enjoy your third straight championship because you knew this year was coming. Now you're going to enjoy this one, aren't you, Obedi?
Oh, I tell you what, I got four championships back-to-back. It's almost mind-boggling. I don't know what to say other than the fact I'm extremely proud for my team, for our coaching staff, George Grubbs, Rick Curtis, Dr. Bob Kirkwood, Mike Goodwin, our manager, Tim Seitzinger, and all the people behind the scenes that pitched in to support these young men. But the character goes to their upbringing and their unlimited competitiveness and will to win.
And one other thing I think Marty Simmons would like to say, one thing he would like to talk about, is the team that surrounded him, that helped him get what he became perhaps one of the finest basketball players we've ever watched play in Illinois. And I know, Marty, that you just love your teammates very much.
There's no doubt about that. I love every one of them. They get me screens. They know when to give me the ball when I am open for a split second. They're not unselfish. They know that Coach wants the ball to me. They get it to me as well as they can. And yet they know when I'm not open, they got enough confidence to jump up and stick it in themselves.
We've been joined also by Tim Leasty. And Tim, let's tell us what's going through your mind right now.
Right now, what's going through my mind is I just think about my brothers. Rick's got two, now I've got two. And I just want to tell Coach Felling that I think he's the greatest coach, high school coach in the world. And I just want to congratulate him on his fourth tourney victory.
Tim, I was watching you during the award ceremony when you were standing out on the court, and there was a lot of emotion in your face right then. Did it finally hit you that it had all happened, the dream had come true?
Yeah, it hadn't hit me the whole tournament, and then just right as soon as I hugged Coach Felling, it just got to me. I couldn't help it. I had to let it show. So,
Ernie, come in here, big guy. Ernie Ho, this young man hit some key shots for us in the second half when we were struggling. And I tell you what, Big E, come in here. He's been an outside shooter. You know, I really don't think that we have blown people. I really don't think we got into our running game. I don't think we got in. People didn't see us pass and execute. I've got to give the other teams credit, but everybody thought that we were going to be struggling because when we get in the close games that we might choke it. These kids, they're never going to quit. When we get here, we expect to win. Ernie, you did great.
come on, Coach.
Ernie, you really stuck in some crucial baskets from the outside, and it helped loosen up that Flanagan zone.
Yeah.
Tell us about the game itself. How did you feel about it?
Well, to start out with, I wasn't really hitting outside, and I didn't really have that much confidence, but I'm a streak shooter. And when I start feeling it, you know, I'm going to let it fly.
We had the people from Lawrenceville and the press and the media say to us earlier, you haven't seen the real Ernie Ho yet. He can fill it up from the outside, and what a game to pick to do it.
Yeah, I'm really glad it happened this game when we really needed it most.
Frank, I'd like to ask Ron, you know, you called a timeout with a little over 3 minutes to go, a 1-point lead. You came out and Ernie Ho hit a jump shot for you. What'd you say with 3 minutes to go?
Well, I think Ernie will remember, we said that they're really keying on Simmons. They're back in there. Ernie showed the ability to knock in a couple. He was in the flow. His confidence was there. I wanted Jeff Gear to push the ball in the seam as far as he could, drop it to Ernie in his spot, and I told Ernie to shoot the ball. And he felt confident, and he shot the ball. And I think we've been tentative in our play all weekend up here. But Ernie got out of it tonight at an opportune time, and that just shows you the caliber and character what Ernie Ho's medal is made of. But You know, he played extremely well. His job on Renard Edwards, All-State guard, still sticks out in my mind as a great defensive effort. And people don't give us credit. Well, I know we're a high-scoring machine, and we've got Simmons, but defense is the bottom line, and our kids know it.
And it's been a constant for Lawrenceville for a long time, so congratulations to Ron Felling, to Ernie Ho, and all your teammates. An absolutely remarkable record, which we may never, ever see the likes again. Right now, let's take a break and go to Art Kimball.
Okay, thank you very much, Frank. And we do have the final figures then on the ball game. A tremendous battle for the state Class A championship. 44-39, it winds up. The victory goes to Lawrenceville, and Frank and Keith in very, very complete detail with their post-game interviews with Ron Felling and, of course, Marty Simmons and Tim Leasty and Ernie Ho. I think have told you the story very completely. About all that remains that we haven't covered are the actual numbers. Individual scoring, first for Lawrenceville. Marty Simmons led the way with 20 points. Ernie Ho did have 12. 6 perimeter jump shots. 6 points for Bill Anthony. 4 for Tim Leasty. Dave Parker had 2. Jeff Gear played but did not score. For the Mid-State Conference representative coming in undefeated to the title game, Flanagan. Leading the way with 19 was Bill Brockstick, the 7-foot center. 9 points for Matt Shireen. 6 for Scott Reese. Dan Perry contributed 4. Brian Gundy had 1.